Hi, everybody. This is Ginger, the director of the Erasing Family documentary. I hope you all have had a really awesome week because we have at the Erasing Family documentary. And today we're going to be talking about our experience at the AFCC conference in Washington, D.C. The AFCC conference stands for the Association of Family and Conciliatory Courts, Conciliation Courts. And basically, most judges, lawyers, psychologists, mediators, custody evaluators are at this conference, and I want to talk to you about our experience there. And also, I want to talk to you about two families who we reunited this week. So that's very exciting. Two more kids are back with their parents. Always good news. Thanks to the film. One case it was directly by seeing the film, and another seeing the trailer for the film because the film is not done yet. It's coming out in 2019. And another kid was reunited with her mother, who we were filming, and kind of magically that reunification happened. So if anyone's here and wants to say hi, now is the time to say hi. And I'm also going to get into why the term parental alienation, while it's being used a lot, can often do more harm than good when we're reuniting older children who still have relationships. Giselle Bloom, how can we see the film? Giselle, the film is going to come out in 2019, and we need all of your support to finish. If you haven't already, please go to erasingfamily.org, join our mailing list, and if you can, make a tax-deductible donation to support the film. If you donate more than $50, you will get a credit in the film saying thank you and a dedication to your kid. Also, if you haven't already, go to Share Your Story on our website where you can share a video tribute to your kid. We just downloaded a bunch of them to incorporate into the film. So it's a great way to get your story out there. And even if it's not used in the film, your tribute will be on that website permanently so your kid can see it at any time and know that you're thinking of them. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so we have been spending the past week or so showing our supporters who have donated at the $300 level or more, that's the Giving Circle, and our associate producers and star associate producers, the trailer. So if you haven't received an email and you've donated that level or above, please contact us to arrange a private phone call so we can show you the trailer and talk about our next plans for the film. So we were at the AFCC conference, which is in Washington, D.C. It's filled with judges, lawyers, mediators, everybody who works in family court is there. It's a big event, and we got over 100 sign-ups to show the film when it comes out in 2019. And what's really exciting is that the people who we were targeting are the people who, in many instances, were saying need to do better for kids. They need to learn why putting kids in the middle of conflict in this adversarial system that we see in trial courts is not helping children. So we're being critical of the court system with this film, very critical, and 100 of them signed up to show it. So that shows that our positive message of creating change, of listening to the children, it's powerful. It's not just powerful for the parents, it's not just powerful for the kids, but it's powerful for the family courts themselves. If anyone has any questions or comments, please write them in the sidebar and I will answer them as soon as possible. I'm trying to keep this chat a little closer, shorter tonight. Let me see if anyone else is chatting me privately to see if we can help. So that's over 100 signups, which is just like amazing for the film. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is our experience with the children who we reunited this week. So we had two reunifications due to the film. One of our volunteers who had access to the trailer was on a plane, and the young man sitting next to her was talking to her and said he hadn't talked to his dad in about 10 years. They sometimes text, but he doesn't really need a dad. So she said, can I show you a video that I've been working on and get your opinion? And she showed him the trailer for Erasing Family, and he looks at it and he goes, I don't want to see the film, but I'm calling my dad tomorrow. So it's going to be the first time in about a decade or more that he's talked to his dad, and after seeing just the 2-minute trailer of the film, he wanted to reach out to his dad. So that is great. And in another instance, and I just want to share this with you, I actually filmed a mother who hadn't talked to her daughter in about 10 years. And she'd already reunited with one of her children, but not with the daughter. And I was filming her going through her divorce papers and her files, and at one point and showing all the letters and cards she sent to her kids over the years. You can imagine what she was showing me. And at the end, she goes, I'm ready to leave this behind. I'm ready to forget the past. It's not about being right or wrong. It's not about telling my story. It's just about moving forward. Who surprises her literally 2 hours after we finished filming? Her daughter, who she hasn't talked to in 10 years. So this is how the film works. It's not like I call up your kid or our staff calls up your kid, because we don't have staff, we have volunteers, and convinces them to talk to you. This is sending them a message through society, through media, and inspiring you to do the work yourselves, opening up your heart, of forgetting the past and moving forward, which creates the change to bring your kids back. By showing society this is a big problem that causes trauma in children, we help inspire change. Because a lot of people ask, well, what is the Erasing Family film going to advocate for? And the truth is, we're advocating for shared parenting. We're advocating for getting the adversarial nature out of the family court system. But we're not advocating for a specific law or a specific program. That's the job of the advocates. That's the job of you guys. And you as the parents have to do the work. You have to show up differently. And we're here to help give you the tips of how to do this. So if you're inspired by our work, we really want to finish the film for 2019. We are so close. We still need some more support. We are especially interested in any companies who want to come on as sponsors, or people who want to come on as associate producers, which is $1,000 or more tax-deductible donation, because we really want this film to have a wide outreach and impact campaign. So is there any other questions or comments? If not, it'll be a very short chat. I just want to share the good news. So 2 families reunited thanks to the film. Over 100 judges, lawyers, psychologists, custody evaluators signed up to show the film when it's done in 2019 at the AFCC conference, which is a huge success. And all the volunteers who participated were also like, this is a positive experience. I'm so used to arguing and explaining and being attacked. And everyone here was very positive. Maybe only like 1 or 2 people were somewhat negative to us. And how do we do this? So the first thing is that and we're going to put our brochure so everyone can copy and use it on our website, is that you'll see is that we don't mention the X at all. And we don't mention the word parental alienation at all. And the reason why, what I found, is that a lot of kids who are now adults, they really don't like that term, because it kind of blames one parent for doing something. And by focusing on getting the conflict and the adversarial nature out of family courts, not only would we help these kids, because we make sure that they have the proper therapeutic interventions that they need, not therapy that doesn't work or make it worse, and it's not about right or wrong. And one woman in the film, and I interviewed her on Saturday, and then she reunited with her kid 2 hours later after 10 years of not seeing her, said to me, I wanted the family courts to help, and they were just looking who it is to blame, me or my ex. And I don't want to punish my ex. I just wanted to see my kids. And we have to get out of this adversarial court system that just pits families against each other. So if we focus on that, not only are we helping to solve the kids who are erased and have been alienated, but we're helping all those kids who are not suffering from parental alienation. We're suffering the kids who really want to see their dad, but mom says, you talk to dad, I take away your car, I take away your college education, I will hit you, I will take away your phone. Those kids aren't being brainwashed, those kids are being threatened. So that's a completely different situation, but those kids with a less adversarial court system would also benefit. The kids who see both parents and have a decent relationship with both parents would feel stuck in the middle of the conflict, of passing messages, of always having to pick sides. Those kids would also be helped. So by focusing on that, on reducing the adversarial nature of the courts, by having default 50-50 shared parenting, we are touching not just the kids in the worst cases, but also the kids who are what we consider have a okay divorce. Catherine Gordon, so is this only specific to alienated fathers only? So Catherine, why do you ask? I'm just curious. Why you ask if it's only for fathers only? I'm just asking, because there's obviously something wrong with our messaging, because most of our supporters are moms. If you go to our website, if you look at anything we do, half of the pictures are moms. And this is a good experiment. If I mention the word dad, Right, but why do you think it's only specific to alienated fathers? I understand you're an alienated mother, Catherine. What did I, and you have the example of a father. So Catherine, this is a good example. I give one example using gender and you automatically assume it excludes everybody else. And this is a big lesson. I did a video about this, that as a kid, when we hear people attacking each other or saying, why aren't you including me? We just hear mommy and daddy are fighting, and that doesn't help your kids get back to you. We should be compassionate and sympathetic to all people who can't see their kids. That also includes undocumented immigrants who are being separated at the border. This is all part of, it's like every time I post a picture of an erased mom, I get 5 dads saying, why don't you ever talk about dads? I post a picture of a dad, why aren't you talking about moms? And we really need to come together. So Catherine, I'm just reaching out to you to ask how we can do this, because if I use one example, if I say mom once, and if all the dads attack me, it's like, well, what is your child here? I am supportive of all parents, not gender specific. That's great. So the first thing you should do, so Catherine, have you been to the erasingfamily.org website? Have you seen the public service announcement with the erased mom, Tamara Judge, for example, just out of curiosity? Or are photos of other erased moms? Because are people that sensitive that if I just say dad once, people assume that I'm only talking about dads? Because that's good to know. It's something we can work on. But that's another thing about talking to kids, is that kids today are so past gender. They are these non-gender binary kids. It's the first generation to think that there's a third gender or a no gender, that our focus on moms and dads is really not helping the movement. So yes, so Catherine, you said, so yes to you saw the website, or yes that if I mention a dad once, you think it only is about dads? I'm 10 years into being a target parent. I just want my daughter back. I understand. So if I say, if I talk about an erased dad, do you feel like it doesn't apply to you at all? Or that this only applies to dad because I mentioned it once? So yes, you saw the website. Great. So you saw that we have a lot of erased moms on there as well. So this is a great example of when we're communicating in a public forum, to be sympathetic if someone mentions a mom or a dad, not to assume that it excludes you. It's talking about you too. It's just something to keep in mind. To be compassionate. So if I talk about a dad who can't see their kid, to not say, oh, are you only talking about dads? Because we're talking about all of us. I am sympathetic. Okay, but I'm asking you specifically, why did you think it's only about alienated dads after you saw the website and I just mentioned dads once? I'll let you go to that. So Giselle Bloom, my case is a bit different. I was in a relationship with a woman for 13 years and we had my daughter 6 years into the relationship. My ex is the biological mom and I am adopted mom. We never married and separated. My daughter was 7, co-parented during separation 4 years and then no more. Being a target parent for close to 3 years, erased my family too. Your case isn't different at all, Giselle. Your case is you are an erased mom. You just happen to be in a same-sex couple. Like, there's nothing different at all. As far as I understand, your case follows the same patterns, except your partner was of the same sex, and you're not alone. There unfortunately, I don't want to say a ton, just because, as a percentage of the population, same-sex couples are less, but there are many same-sex couples who are being erased, and sometimes it can be worse because often before there was same-sex marriage allowed, or if there was no same-sex adoption allowed, then the kids even have less legal rights. So Catherine Gordon, please don't label me. I'm not trying to label you or attack you, Catherine. I'm just trying to understand and to explain that, please, if anyone takes anything out of my exchange from Catherine, if I mention dad or mom, and you're not that a dad or a mom, please don't assume that I'm not talking about you. I'm just giving examples. So Giselle Bloom, I'm referring to the legal system. Right. No, I know your case is a bit different, but it's the same. So this is one of the lessons I gave to parents in DC. we need to stop saying my case is the worst you ever heard, because it makes it sound like your case is an exception, as opposed to look at all these other people like me who are suffering the same thing. This is systematic. This is a public health crisis. And the other takeaway I'm getting from the kids is that they really don't like the term parental alienation. They want the emphasis to be on how family courts are failing kids. Any other questions or comments? While I'm waiting for any more questions or comments, I also want to let you all know Fort Collins, Colorado is hosting the Simply Parent Conference on June 30th. I will be there speaking. There'll be some ex-alienated kids there speaking, and experts from all over the world. If you're in the area or if you can fly in, please do so. It's going to be a great event, and they're trying to keep it super affordable. And just to, like, as the big takeaway is that if in 3 days 100 lawyers and court professionals signed up to want to show the film, a film that's critical of the family court system, our messaging focusing on change and positivity is working. So I encourage all of you to incorporate that, and we'll be doing more press trainings into the future. So if there aren't any other comments or questions, I'm going to say good night. If you haven't already, we really need your help to finish the film. Please go to erasingfamily.org. Tell your story, share a video tribute. We have a ton of resources there. If you can, make a tax-deductible donation. If you know of any companies that would like to sponsor the film, come on as a corporate sponsor, we are very interested. We want this film to reach a wide audience, and that requires a lot of resources to get our message out there. So thank you all so much for taking the time to listen, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.